Okay, you guys. I'm here, finally, back. Had to go to the bathroom. Was not gonna wait. Okay, so I have to get my phone in. Of course, I had to charge my phone on the way home. StreamYard would like access. Okay, all right. Penny, you got Thunder. Oh, we got, let's see. We got Penny, Sue, Dana, Jamie Gibbs, Marlene, Deb Rogers. Awesome. Okay. This might go a little cuckoo until I have to mute this in a sec. So hold on. Let me do camera, back camera. That's that. Turn. Enter studio. All right. Now let's put it up here and you get to see. Oh, please. All right. So I've got one of them muted. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, add to stage. So, yep, it's in the stage, right? It's doing that automatically now. Okay. All right, let me get this. Get that cord out of the way. Okay. Yeah, it is nice here, Jamie, for once, isn't it? Like it's not disgustingly hot. All right, let me go to this one solo for a minute just to make sure. Nope, I gotta scooch it this way a titch. And this way. All right. Cool. Now we're back. Nancy, hello. Awesome. Okay. Finally here. Assuming that everybody can hear me, that everything is good, that I poked it everything right. I may have to move this camera up a little bit. We'll see how it goes. So, oh, still 98. Ugh. I am not a fan of that. We're lucky it was only like in the 80s today. All right, so couple of things. Let's see. The only thing I wanted to tell you, and then we're going to get into showing stuff, is really that I did get my order. So I put my pre-order in on Tuesday and I express shipped it, and it actually got here today at like 6:30. So I've done that before and it doesn't show up until like it wouldn't come till tomorrow. So I got lucky that the 2-day shipping I paid for actually got here in 2 days. So I have made myself a note, show papers, and I'm going to put this right here in front of my face. Actually, I should tape it to this screen. Because that's where I will be looking. So how am I going to get this up here? Because of course I don't have any tape. Oh wait, I got this tape. So after I make some really cool stuff, I will show you, I will open up every pack of paper. So I decided to get all the papers. So for the paper share, we're going with the all option because they're just too amazing. Let me get this taped up. Show papers. Okay. I liked them all, right? And with the online exclusives, I don't always like them all. So this time was a happy surprise. And I like the ones in the catalog, in the mini catalog that's coming out. So that's what we're doing. So so we'll show that at the end, and I can show you, well, I can tell you. So for now, the online exclusive starting in September, they are now giving us a PDF that has everything that we can order, all the new online exclusives. So they should have been doing this from the start instead of trying to make everybody make their own, right? So it's a couple page thing. I printed mine out. It's not going to be a catalog that we can have, that we can order or have shipped. It is PDF only. Let me just count how many pages. Let me see. Of course, I don't have the number on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So a 9-page thing, PDF file that we will, assuming we're going to get to post that September 3rd when that stuff goes live. So it's about time. Like, they should have been doing this all along, but so that's good. Okay, so tonight we're going to be doing stuff with the Irresistible Designs paper, Simply Irresistible, or that's just in my head, and I've already put it away. Oh wait, here we go. I think it's called, yep, Irresistible Designs. So this was part of the annual catalog, right? So I got my stash out of the paper share too. But let's go down here because I have a couple things to show you, and then we'll get into it. So I'm gonna open this from Jamie in a minute. So quick, what I got in the mail last week, and this did not come from Stampin' Up, so I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe somebody was sending me random stuff, but ta-da! They gave me a little pin for my 25 year. They used to put like a little diamond chip in them or something. I could have sworn I remember that from the, hey Carol, hi Gloria. Gloria, you're right on time because I was late myself. But I could have sworn they put little diamond chips in the 10-year and the 5-year, like all the other ones. But that's nice enough. And I can repurpose this box, I'm sure. All I need to do is like cover this up and take that out. Yeah, that can be totally repurposed. And of course, cover that up. But I like it. Yellow flowers. I like it. But that was a nice surprise. So got that in the mail last week. Then I wanted to quick show you. So, since the beginning of the year, I've been trying to do well, not been trying, I have been doing a tutorial. So every month I take either a stamp or a bundle or paper or dyes, like some kind of product or techniques. I'm not sure. I can't remember what I've done really. But anybody that orders through me any amount during the month of August, you're going to get this PDF to make these cards. So this month I decided I was going to use the Sunrise Sailing Bundle, but that's out of stock until like September 1st or something. So I went with the Sunflower Embossing Folder, which is only out of stock for like another week. So yeah, thanks, Lisa. It was in June was like my 25th anniversary. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And they sent me like $50 like stamping points to get stuff. That was cool. So anyway, PDF for this month. We make all these. Now, if you don't have the sunflower folder, you can totally use any other 3D floral folder that you have. So this was like with whitewashing. And I'm just going to show these real quick. This was with the two-tone paper, and I did a little sanding on top to bring out the white. This was the blackout technique that Penny actually showed me when I was at her house last year. We did it with a different folder. But yeah, you use like the reverse side and color it in like the deboss stuff, and then run your, I will tell you, when you do this, a linen pad is your best friend. The other ones are just, the foam pads are too squishy, and if you press down on it, you're going to get ink everywhere, not just on the top flat bits. So that's that. And then I always like to do a slimline or a mini slimline. With this one, I embossed like a long piece and then cut it in 2.5 chunks. So like the images still match up. If you can see that. Whoopsie. So like the leaves, like see how they connect. So that's that. So that's August tutorial. I showed my pen. Oh, now let's open my mail from Jamie Gibbs. So she was so excited. She sent me this card and she forgot to take a picture of it for her own reference. So I have to take a picture of this once I get off here. And yeah, they had to put a big sticker on that. Oh, I can see there's writing on the back. So the writing, I'll read that later. But I'm so excited because she wanted to learn how to make that card for so long or something like that. Oh, cute. So I'll be there for you. Oh, adorable. So this is the Friends. So these stamps these are Scrappy Boy, right, Jamie? We like to visit them. Jamie loves their stuff. I don't have too much from them. I think I got like a set of dies this time. Oh, that's really cute. So that's our pop-up box card. I love it. Yeah. And see how she's got the different people on different sides of the different layers. Oh, whoopsie. Here you can see it better. So like front of this one, back of that one. Jamie, that is really cute. And you've got the purple door mirror thing, like perfect. I love it. Thank you, thank you. So yeah, I will take a picture of this for you. I love it. So it sits up like that. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. All right. So, what else next? Oh yeah, paper share. We'll go over that at the end. And all right, let's get started. So, the paper pack Irresistible Designs. So what these are, it is white cardstock with a clear emboss. Let me see if we can see these images. There, it comes with just 3 different designs, and there's 2 of each. So this is, it feels thicker, like, to me it feels like basic white thick, maybe a little bit thicker than that. So there's different ways you can color this. Now, if you don't have this paper, you can make your own. All you do is stamp something on white cardstock and emboss it with clear, or you could do white embossing powder. But this is clear, and it shows, well, because it's white paper, it's going to be white underneath. But you do that, and then we're going to do different techniques to ink it up, to color it, because that's the beauty of this resist. This is called emboss resist, but the emboss resist part is already done for us. So what we're going to do is color it, and then we need a paper towel, and we wipe up the excess. And I've done this before with like real embossing powder, like we've embossed images. But I like that these are pretty generic. So we've got leaves, we've got a plaid, and then we've got a floral. So we're going to, oh, and you know what? I meant to show this. I'll show this at the end too. This was the finished product from last week, and we'll flip through that at the end. Okay, actually, let me just add my note so I don't forget. Show honeycomb album. That turned out really cute. All right, tape that back up. So, first thing, I like to make tags, right? Big tags, and I like to use either the white or the craft, the gift bags that you can get from Michael's or probably even Walmart or so. But we're going to start with, I don't know what that's for. Okay, interesting. I like a 4x6 tag, and this seems very large. Oh, this is 4.5 by 6.5. Okay. I think I wanted to make a card with this at first, and then I was like, no, I'm just going to cut it in half and make a tag. So yeah, this will be a giant tag. So we've got Timid Tiger. Then I've got a layer down of Darling Duckling. And, you know, I'll have my measurements this weekend for sure. Not like last week when it was Tuesday. But this, I think I cut down just like, it's 4 13/16. Yep, 4 13/16 by 6 and, oh, that does not add up. I had to eyeball. All right, that, we might trim this up later. Because my cutter, oh, I'll just show you, like if you have this kind, I had to draw this line for 6, and then this is 6 1/4. So 6 1/13, like I really have to guess what's in between there, and I can't do it. So that's a little wonky. And then our emboss piece, so I thought we'd go with the flowers. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to trim this down. That looks horrible. All right, anywho, first way that you can color things is with sponge daubers or your ink blending brushes. So we're gonna do, I need an orange, I need a yellow, and pink. Is this pink or red? I have 2 that are like questionable. This one I guess is red. All right, so we're gonna do, oh no, I want pink. Ugh. I wanna do strawberry slush. Oh, and by the way, In color sale, don't forget that. 15% off anything with these in colors, the ones that are like the Darling Duckling, Secret Sea, Timid Tiger, Strawberry Slush, and Cloud Cover. So I like this kind of a situation: pink, orange, yellow. And I've done it with like Melon Mambo, Pumpkin Pie, Daffodil Delight. You can do it with lighter colors, but I like this color group together. So I like to start with the lightest just in case there's anything hanky. Why is that green? That is because how I store my ink blending brushes in here. So when I just jam them in here, they can get contaminated with the other one. But it's not the end of the world, so don't worry about it. All right, now this may do some shaking. I will try to keep it contained. So see, as we apply this ink, I love it. The images pop through because that embossed image part, that's going to resist the ink. That's why it's called emboss resist. All right, now you can go as dark as you want with this. And I'm going to go, just going to close these pads as I go. So then I want orange next to Timid Tiger. And let's go across this way. Oh, I love it. So your darker and your brighter colors show up better on this with the white emboss or clear emboss on white paper. But you can see you would get the same result with white embossing powder here. You know, Joseph coat technique, that where you would emboss something. Well, actually, you would do the ink first, then emboss, and then put another layer of color on it. So instead of white, that would be whatever color you put underneath. We haven't done that in a while. That's maybe worth a second try. All right, and then we're gonna do Strawberry Slush. So I said ink daubers or blending, because I haven't used my ink daubers in so long. It seems like I always use these blending brushes now. The ink daubers just give you, I guess, more control, like you can be more precise. All right, ooh, I like it. To me, that's kind of like a tropical theme. Okay, I'm gonna leave that. Now what we do is, we can't see it, but the ink pools on top of the embossed bit. So what you do is you just take a rag and buff it out, and it actually brightens up. See how we get a little bit of that color? It actually brightens up the white because it's taking that ink, and it's just a little bit, but you want to get it off of there because otherwise it'll come off in your hand. All right, so blending brushes or ink daubers, same. All right, now how did I get a spot there? I don't know. All right, looks like I gotta trim this down a wee bit off the side because I want this to fit. And I'm just guessing, eyeballing it. All right, and then more off the bottom. I hate not having a measuring thing. All right, that looks good. Oh, good enough, right? So let's go ahead and glue this on. Is Rose on here? Because she will be interested to hear I am almost done with my big bottle of glue that I bought last October. She teases me because she's had like one bottle will last her a couple of years maybe. And she makes a lot of stuff. She just uses a tiny little bit of glue. And I don't trust it, so I use more glue. All right, and then we'll go with the Timid Tiger. Now, what I did not do, and I should have, was die cut some letters. That's what those letters are going to be perfect for. Oh, nice. So I'm thinking, HB. and then some flowers. So I do not have a whole bunch of flowers anymore, like that are current. Let me get this glue off of here. And that's because I just get tired of buying like the same, more flowers, more butterflies. Although they do get me with the butterflies. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. I always say I'm not going to buy another butterfly set. And then here I go. And I get another one. All right. But flowers. So I pulled out this is one of the stamps that came with that virtual retreat, which I still have not done. But there's a flower and some leaves in here. So I thought, oh, is that what I'm going to do with the, maybe that's what I'm doing with this. Oh, no. You know what? Ugh. One thing at a time. Let's punch the top of our tag out with one of these little tag punches that these are still out of stock. So I'm going to go with this one. I think they come back in like mid-August, so almost. All right, let's go in here. And I'm just eyeballing it and putting it in, like pushing it as far as I can go. Now, 3 layers, this might not be a great idea. Ah, that does not want to go. Ah. All right, let's see. There we go. Plus through glue. Probably should not have done that, but it seems fine. All right, moving on. We will use the new Timid Tiger ribbon that I just got. Where's my scissors? And this is like, what is it, 1/2 inch or something? Faux linen, 3/8 of an inch. So all the end colors, every year the end colors we get like doodads and a ribbon. Ooh, this is interesting. So, can you see? This is almost like you can see through it. Faux linen. Okay, that's a very open weave. I'm surprised at that. All right, let's just use about that much. And I do like it. It's just not what I was expecting. We've had faux linen before, and it was just a little bit different. All right, so we'll do that. We'll do some striped trim, because I like to mix them. And I don't think I have anything yellow. Or, well, strawberry slush. I don't think I have anything from years ago when it was an in color before. Let's do, I guess we'll do some baker's twine because I do like to mix. We're going to do this part. And I'm just going to fish both of these through. The ends. All right. And sometimes I do like the loop that goes through, but this time we're not doing that. I'm just going to tie them. Oh, I do like that. All right, let me get this even-ish. So I want to hold this down. Let's do all the ink pads. And grab the white. So this is the Baker's Twine Essential Pack, which I don't know if anybody ever noticed, but the white and I think it's crumb cake, are bigger rolls than the other 3. So it's like basic beige, gray granite, and basic black. But the crumb cake and the white it looks like there's more there. All right, let's do about that much. And I think for obvious reasons, because those we'll use more. All right, let me slide this under. And then I want to pull out some scraps of these end colors and just emboss some flowers and add, because I'm going to have to add some letters. I don't know what I want to use this for, just yet. But I do know I want to add a couple flowers in the leaves. All right, so we'll tie this, pulling that as tight as I can, and then looks like I'm gonna have to hold it. So I have to do a knot, and then I can tie my bow. Okay, got that. I like it. I do wish I had some strawberry slush, but I'm gonna get over it. And then, yep. Ooh, color some white ribbon with a blend. You are correct, Lisa, if I had gotten the blends in these. That's another thing that I'm kind of like, I don't know about buying all blends. I like them, but I don't like how, A, they're not refillable, and it seems like I run out of the dark, and then I'm left with extra lights because you have to buy it in a 2-pack. All right, I'm gonna let that hang, but you're right, that would work. And I could try to do Melon Mambo might not be too bad. I might address that later. Ooh, I like it though. I am liking this, the faux linen. All right, let me get scraps. Strawberry slush. By the way, did I mention that the box that all the paper came in completely busted open down one side? Not real happy about that, but thankfully none of the paper is messed up. So that's good. All right, let's just, and actually I just need to do one of these just to give you the idea, right? All right, so I'm gonna use white embossing powder, and I did not grab my Stampin' Up, just because I had this out earlier. I like Brutus Monroe embossing powder, so if you run out of Stampin' Ups, I get this alabaster, and I can't remember where I got it. It was either scrapbook.com or what's the other one? Simon Says Stamp, maybe. Um, let's do this. But I like it because it's a nice bright white and it's a bigger container. And you can buy it a single pack. You don't have to buy a 3-pack. All right, so let's do, so this again was the stamp from the virtual retreat. And it reminds me of another stamp that we've had. That's another reason why I'm not a fan of continually buying, flowers and flowers and flowers that all look alike. All right, and we're gonna add our embossing powder. So, ooh, I like that. And if you wanted to leave it just Versamark, tone on tone, you could. But I want to keep up with the same, white outline, same as our tag. See, that really looks close. Nice. I'm glad I had that. Oh, and speaking of keep buying the butterfly stuff, Sue did it again. So when they had the free shipping last week or whatever, I finally broke down and bought the dang dies and embossing folder to go with the beautiful butterflies. Ugh. Thanks, Sue. You got me. All right, let me heat this up. Cool. All right, so Jamie, I just saw your note. Anything in the yard bundle? So you guys, what she's talking us about is there is not. I think I showed you these. We went to Michael's and they've got these Halloween ones. And then we went back and I got a fall one, but plenty of orange, but no yellow. But yeah, good idea. Now the ink pads on the ribbon, that is different. So the thing with using the blends is they're alcohol, meaning they're not going to run. Okay, so they're not water based, they're alcohol based. If you just try to run a regular ink pad on this ribbon, even just from handling it, the moisture in your hands is going to make the color come up because it's not permanent. So I think years ago, I colored some ribbon with ink pads, not knowing any better. And I mean, you really shouldn't if you're worried about the ink coming off, especially with like blues and purples, which they have a hard time drying anyway. So whoever handles your whatever you've given them is might get inky fingers. I think I was doing that like with a little bit of ribbon on a card, which I guess you wouldn't think that's going to get handled a whole bunch, but it might. All right, so good enough. So here's my plan is I'll probably have these in um, orange, pink, yellow, like opposite from this, so like they stand out. And then I'll have some big letters down here. So that's my plan for that. I just love that this emboss resist, color it, make it anything you want. All right, next we're going to make a card. We're using Secret C for the base. And I can see now I didn't score it. So this is 5.5 by 8.5. And we're gonna give it a score at 4.25. Yeah, wait, floral stamps, we all keep buying them. And it's like, when are we gonna have enough? Oh. All right, fold that in half. And I know that is a anti like selling stuff, but really, how many do we all need? All right, so this is gonna go in the inside, 4 by 5.25 basic white. All right, got that. And our timid tiger, this piece is 4 by 5.25. And oh wait, here we go. And then I trimmed the plaid. It's more like a diagonal plaid. This is down 3/16 of an inch. So it's 3 13/16 by 5 1/16. So what I wanted here was markers and or ink spots. And I do not have my Curry ink spot. All right, we're gonna do markers. And we're using actually let's do the Darling Duckling. That we'll use all of these. Okay. So the idea with, well, you know what? Let me take a scrap of one of the other pieces. Actually, here. It doesn't matter. We'll use this one. So ink spot. Oh, and this one is not even opened. Is this one opened? Yes. All right. Shy Shamrock. So you can color your regular cardstock, same way, but just take an ink spot, drag it down. All right. And I'll do something else with this. And I am pressing pretty firmly on that. But same idea. Then you come back in with a paper towel and buff it. Now I can tell you got to buff it all in the same direction because see, I went sideways and it dragged some of that color over there. So not a fan of that. But I do like this look. And you could alternate. So you could do like, different colors. So it's stripes. All right, love that. But for this, we're going to use the brush end. And I'm going to go along the same direction. So I'm going to so the brush end is going to give us a bigger bit. And it's not going to be perfectly straight. but don't worry about it. Now, Stampin' Blends are not going to work for this because they will color. Actually, I got to flip this way. They will color the embossed part for you, and you don't want that. All right. And yeah, this is not perfectly straight, but it doesn't have to be. All right, and then we'll do a couple. I'm trying to make these a little bit wider than I did the first time. All right, so fat end with that. Now I'm gonna be careful, more careful. Okay, I love it. So do you see how that white is popping up? The white there is showing up more. So like here, watch. All right, now the white is there. So just be careful when you are wiping this down. But I'm telling you, this resist is really cool, and it is getting on my hands a little bit. I just have to be careful. Neat. All right, now we're going to pick a different color, and you know what? I should have started with the lighter first, but that's okay. Now this one I want... Nope. We're going to use the brush end for that too. Now, as I go over this blue color, it's going to pick up some on my yellow marker. And in that case, I'll just like run it clear like that. All right. Ooh, I like this. Okay. And that one, I'm only going in one direction. And then we'll turn it, and then we'll do tiger in the other direction. Ooh, I like this. So staying with the direction continues to play on the pattern itself for this, with it being a plaid. So that's kind of cool. All right, let me get this out of here. Yeah, I only got the regular markers of those, of the newest ink colors. Ooh, I like this. All right, let's glue this down. And what was I going to do with the stamp set? Probably just that big happy birthday. Oh yeah, I like it a lot. All right, let's glue that down. Nice. I should have gotten the secret C ribbon too. All right, I can tell that is a hair off. Ugh. All right, I gotta trim it. And not even measurable, like not even really a 16th, but it was enough off that it was bothering me. All right. All right, cool. I love it. Ooh, you know what? If we swapped out the Secret C for black, this will be a good Halloween base. So, love that. All right, where I want with you on mind or in mind or on mind. All my stuff is falling. Oh. Okay. So I like this, the big happy birthday. And I'm sure I can add a cupcake or something if I want. You know what? I gotta put these back. Timid strawberry. All right, let's do Secret C. And I'm just gonna stamp this. Now, some people I saw stamp this with, I think they used the ink spots to try to get the ombre effect, ombre look. I was thinking I might do markers, but markers on the photopolymer stamps, they just don't work as well as doing it like, with an ink pad. And I don't know why, but that's just been my experience. All right, I'm just gonna stamp it and, ooh, nice. Trim it out. I think I saw someone, they must have used a Cricut because it was cut so nice, like around the edge of the words. Yeah, I really like that. Do I have time? No, I'm not going to cut it out. I will trim, and put a piece of scrap behind it. All right, let's do this. So sometimes when I'm eyeballing, I try to line up the words with like the edge just to get a straight edge on here. So that's pretty straight. And then I can come in here and then give that top bit a little bit more of a trim. I like it. All right, let's grab a scrap of Secret C. And this one's going to be a pretty simple, because really this is the whole technique part, is just doing that with the markers. Let's see, will this work? Oh, it might. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to redo this with black for Halloween. Oh, the other thing I got in my order, oops, glue everywhere, was the these ephemera kits that I didn't realize until Good Times and Time for Celebration. I didn't realize that they were adhesive until Gail was showing them. Totally missed that. So that was a nice thing to learn. All right, and then we're going to trim these. And I should have said at the beginning, like, if you want to stay to see all the new papers, obviously you don't have to stay. You can come back and watch it later. But it is going to make for a long video. But I can't stand it. I have to show you guys. I haven't been this happy about all of the papers in a long time. And especially not even like the online exclusives. Chumbawamba. They should work for SU and name the colors. Oh, funny. That makes me think of the song. I Get Knocked Down. All right. I'm going to put that here. It's going to be a landscape card. All right, you guys, I might come back and put like balloons or something on this. It definitely needs something. Some orange and yellow balloons, I'm thinking. But yeah, look at that with the markers. So yes, they're not perfect, but they're good enough, and it still gives you that that plaid sense. And I really like that the white is still like poking through there. So I love it. So markers, but Stampin' Right markers, not the blends markers, not your alcohol markers. Oopsie, this was stuck on a piece of cardstock. I don't want to jam that down in my glue. Okay, so next thing I want to make, well, we're going to make a box, but the coloring technique is, so I've done before, I call it ink smashing, where I like bring out my glass mat and I smash the ink pad on there. That is messy. And then we spray it with water. So the spraying it with water piece, oh, I gotta smell this. All right, that's water. The spraying it with water, even if I come from like the higher up you go, the more dispersed the water goes. I can never get it right. And I spray it and it splashes everywhere. So I'm gonna try to do it a little bit more contained and use ink blocks this time. So we are, we're going to use this piece, the leaves piece. And I wanted to cut it like, make a box that everybody can make. If you have this as a paper share, you have this 6x12 piece. So we're going to cut this down to 8. All right, so we have a 6x8 piece. This is going to be the top of our box. And then we're going to make the bottom of our box with Granny Apple Green. And we're going to do that later. Let's do this part first. So I want some, and put this, I can use that for something else. So you want to get a couple of blocks, a couple of different blocks. And I'm just going to do these big ones. So you know when I do, like I will take this and smash it in an ink pad, and then I flip it over and I use a watercolor painter, like I use this as a palette. I am not doing that with this because I don't want that harsh edge. So what we're gonna do, what colors did I pick? Shy Shamrock and Granny Apple Green. Get to this, so Granny Apple Green. Oh, I only need 2 of these. So I wanna swipe it, all right? I'm trying not to have a harsh line, and we can see that it is going to the edge. So now what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna have to do this a couple times. I'm starting with the lighter. I think the Granny Apple is lighter than the Shy Shamrock, so it's the only reason I'm starting with that. So take your water, and we're gonna need probably gonna need a paper towel too, just handy. So take this, put this out of the way. I'm holding this water up as about as high as my camera, and just give it like 4 squirts. And you see how it's beating up there? So then oops, this is where we need paper towel too, is on my surface. So I want to take it and I just want to like go around in a circle. So not happy about this harsh line, but I'm going to get over it. So again, let's come back in, and I'm not worried about the water. It's not going to contaminate anything. So I just want to smear that a little bit and then give it 2, 3, 4 bits of water. Actually, let's go 5 because that was, yeah, I want that to really move around some. And then I'm going to take it and just come back around here, and let's go like here. And we're just trying to get all that juice off of there. Ooh, I love that. I love it. Okay. I think that's going to be good because now I'm going to attempt to fill in these other spots, and I want to like blot it up because I want to get the ink off of the emboss resist part. Ooh, yes. I love it. I love it. Love it. So now we're going to do the Shy Shamrock, and I'm going to do the same thing. So with the glass mat, I can just put the color right on the glass mat and then like dip and, you know, slide it through. But like I said, it's real messy for this. Like I'm just trying to keep it contained. All right, let's put this away, and let me get a new paper towel. Why not? They're small. Let's get 2. All right, let's put this right here, and we're going to do the water again. 1, 2, 3. Let's go with that. All right, so I'm going to do what? I like it, and I used all the ink that time. All right, some more water. 1, 2, 3. And if I don't get all the nooks and crannies, that's fine. All right, let's go. And I can go over. Ooh, I am liking that. I can also get a smaller block if I need to. And I may do that for in here and here, but we'll see. All right, let's do one more swipe to get up top. But this is like a quick enough way. And I like that it's less messy. Oh, look at that. Just quickie get it. Ooh, I love it. All right, yeah, let's grab a smaller block and just do the same thing to get the last of these spots. And I am going to want to hit this with the dryer because this is getting a lot of water on here. Ooh, I love it, you guys. I love the variety. Like how it's lighter and darker in certain spots. All right, let me just put this. Nice. All right, now you do have to dry this because now we have to score it to make our box. And I'm gonna have to clean these under the faucet, but let me just get this heat tool. Now, my heat tool is super old. The new ones have like two settings. They have like a dry and a high. So just gonna do this. So I don't know if you noticed when I was hitting this side, the top side. Well, I don't know if you could tell, but it's trying to curl up. And the way you can like make that go away is turn it over and dry it on the back side, and that should make it flatten out some. Yes, Jamie, a high and a dry. It's probably high and low, but you know what I mean. All right, so this is, I should probably let this sit for a little bit, but it really is dry. I think it's going to be good enough. Man, I really love this. Okay, so I brought in Granny Apple Green for the base. Let me get a piece of Summer Splash. 'Cause I might like that better. Or Shy Shamrock. I said Shy Shamrock, right? Yeah. Yep. Hmm. Which do you like? Actually, let's put it here. So, Granny Apple Green or Shy Shamrock. I like them both for real. So it's not going to hurt my feelings either way. But what do you guys think? I'm leaning towards the this one. Anna. Yep. Or Anna. Yep. Oh, we got Shy Shamrock and we got the green. Okay. All right. I guess I'm gonna go with Penny first. Yep. Okay. Okay. Oh, whoops. Okay. Shut that. So this piece is cut 8 by 10. Oh, wait a minute, not 8 by 10. 7 and 15/16 by 9 and 15/16. All right, because I want the box to be like 2 inches tall, and I want the top to have like a 1 inch um on the sides. So this piece right here, remember we cut it at 6 by 8. So we're gonna score it at 1 inch on all the sides. So we're just scoring, turning, scoring, turning, scoring, turning. And make sure I'm not jumping the line. Oh, I love that. All right. So this one. So our finished box size is going to be 4 by 6. Okay, at least this part. So I want the box to be a tiny bit smaller. So instead of 8 by 10, like I cut a 1/16 of an inch off. Okay, so our first piece, this was 6 by 8. If I add 2 inches, that's 8 by 10. But then I take a 1/16 of an inch off because our bottom has to be a smidge smaller. So this one, I'm going to score at 2 inches on all the sides. So score, turn, score, turn, score, and turn. And this, that doesn't want to line up. Like something's not cut straight. All right. I do not like going the opposite way. Yep. All right. It'll work. Something seems a little bit crooked in the cut. But we're going to do it. Okay. So with this one, I'm going to cut the side pieces. All right. So on this side, the left side of the score line, I'm going to cut straight up to that line. And then I'm going to angle it a little bit and angle over here. All right. Then I can flip this over and do the same thing. So cut straight on the left side of the score line. And then angle, angle. And then we'll turn around and we'll do the same thing here. Straight up the left side. Angle, angle. Straight up the left side. All right. And then I'm going to assemble this one and then we'll cut the lid and put that together. I'm just trying to give that some extra time to sit there and dry up on its own, even though I hit it pretty good with the heat tool. All right. So I like the box bottom to be taller than the lid. So then you can see what color the box bottom is. And then we don't have to do any of those thumb, like cutting any half circles to get the lid off. All right, so what we're gonna do is glue these tabs in, just like we're gonna put any box together. So let's do that. Oh, come on. Don't tell me I didn't get that pin in there. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so I like to pull these together and I want a nice crisp corner. So I want the edge over here right at that corner. So hopefully, oops, here we go. So see how that comes together. Nice. And then just go in here and burnish, burnish, burnish. And then we'll work our way around. And same thing, gonna bring that straight edge up and see how that is nice and straight. Lay it down, burnish. All right. And then last two. Yeah, I have not been this happy with all of the papers in a very long time. So I'm very excited about it. And I actually got two Christmas, no, I got a leaf bundle, which, again, how many leaves do I get? I don't keep them all, but I do like these. I got a leaf bundle, I got a Christmas bundle, and then I got a stamp set that's like for tags, making tags and things. And a set of, we'll see when we get to the paper, there is like Aurora Borealis kind of paper. And I got some dies to make backgrounds with that. Ooh, all right, I'm liking this already. I'm liking the height. Now let's put this one together. So for the bottom, I cut this way. For the top, I'm gonna cut this way. All right, and same thing, straight up the left side of that score mark, and then angle it, flip it over, and same thing. Now, if you had a full pack of this, you could make your box bigger. But for everybody that got the paper share, I wanted to make something that you could actually make with what you have. And that was a 6x12 piece. And then you have a little piece of this leaf print left to make something else with. All right, so now we're gonna fold these. Oh, I love it. So I only did 2 colors here. 3 colors would be nice too, as long as they're, you don't want to mix too many together because you mix too many of the wrong thing and they end up with mud. But this worked out. I feel like we could have added maybe another different shade of green. But I love how this turned out. All right, do I have everything? Yep. All right, same thing. Now we're just going to glue these tabs in and hope that it doesn't stay warped. All right, let's burnish, burnish, burnish. That will help us. Let's get this little tab. Yeah, I love it. I feel like with this leaves, we could even make this like a sea life theme. I mean, obviously my first thought was a tag with a flower on it or something, but this could be underwater stuff too. Plus the colors make me think that. So maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I'm thinking that incorrectly. All right, last one. Oh yeah, I love it. Whoopsie. I moved that one too quick. Okay. Jeez. My burnish was almost a catastrophe. Okay, you guys. Ooh, I love it. All right, now the trick. This should fit perfect. It's a little tight. All right, so I am going to adjust my box measurements because that's a problem. When you see it gap like this, that means it's too tight. So instead of, I just cut a 1/16 of an inch off, I'm going to redo this and cut an 1/8 of an inch off. And so I'll make it like 7 7/8 by 9 7/8. But we get the idea. And I like that we have an inch showing here and then an inch for our lid. I love it. So we would just tie this, tie some ribbon around. And I would have to probably go with that iridescent trim because I know, well, I might have some old Granny Green for sure. But so that's that. So I think I like this way of coloring it the best. And yeah, Anna, I agree. I love these colors. Yep. So we've got that. We've got our, let's put this Granny Apple Green away. We've got our marker coloring, and then we've got our ink blending. So, and there are other ways that you can color these. These aren't the only ways, but these are like my favorites. That's really my favorite. Okay, so whoever wants to stay now, actually, let's flip through this real quick, and then I'm gonna bring in. I'm just gonna start opening the papers, and actually, I gotta drag that box over here. But this is how I finished the album from last week. So this will sit up, and I tie it together. When we open it, and these all came, well, actually, this came from a little flower punch I have, but these bits, these 2 B's came from the sticker sheet. So then we open it up, and I cut some from my scraps to make little photo mats, inserts for our pockets, and pop these up, pop these up. You can stick something under there, flip it over, and we've got our flip in part. These are tuck spots, so you can stick stuff under here and under there. Magnets. And then same thing on this side, because this one only has 3 pages, right? And same with the tuck spots here. And I just put a heart, cute, and pocket in the back, and with the same inserts. So I had a bunch of, like, for every piece, I think I had to use 13 pieces of 8.5 by 11 to cut the big squares. So I had like 5-inch wide cutoffs, and I was able to use some of those to get these cut out. So I like that. So not all that is wasted. But that is the Petunia Pop album. Let me see. All right. I can show you the cover of this. That's all I can show you. Right? Can't show you the inside. But I love it. So as soon as I saw these colors and papers, I knew I was going to be happy. I'm not usually such a fan of poinsettia, but I love them because my immediate thoughts were, all I need is a Christmas, like a greeting and some kind of cutout, like a layered focal point for the greeting. And this paper's going to do a lot of work. So that's the catalog. Love it. Let's look at the 6x6 first. So this is Christmas Tags and More Specialty Designer Series paper pack. So what makes this a specialty pack is it's got a lot of cutouts. Well, a couple sheets of cutouts. So oh, I love it. So these can be 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, is this one of those weird ones? Son of a. So I don't like when they have 6 pieces of the same pattern. Or is this 4? Oh, wait a minute. It's 8. Okay. Not to fear. So we're going to get 2 each of these. But sometimes they'll have 6, and then I have to like do weird things with it. But these, they call these cut aparts in other like companies, and you can cut these down. These would be what, 2x3 tags, and then the backside has a nice plaid. I love that. And what is this? Cherry cobbler, crumb cake, garden green, real red, soft sea foam. All right, I like that. This is interesting with a little spray. I like the back. So that's more, what is that, mistletoe with the white? Hey, Cheryl. So nice. So you were just in time to see the paper share bits. This is the first pack that I'm going in, or that I've opened. So this is the Christmas Tags and More. All right, so ornaments, and again, like we can either cut this off. I like that. Ooh, I love a plaid. All right, so you're gonna get 2 pieces of these, 6x6. I like that, okay, but I really like the plaid better. Then we come to the cut apart sheets. So hopefully there's 4. Yes. So there's 4 of these. So everybody's going to get 1 of these 6x6 cut aparts. Oh, no, wait, look, they're different. Okay, so plan B. What I do in all the other cases is I punch all these things out and I make piles of similarly sized things, and everybody gets an even amount, right? So like ornaments, like, since there are 2 of each, everybody would get 1 ornament. These ornaments, those like stockings, same with these, right? So you'd get 2 different of these flags. So that's how I have to split them up. I mean, I could just give a whole sheet. I guess I could consider that, right? But I really like giving everybody a different variety, because what if, like only one person, uh, I don't know. I think I'm going to do my same, split it up. We'll see. Maybe let me know. What are your thoughts? Because it's much easier just to keep it intact, and then just do a blind, somebody gets the poinsettia piece, somebody gets the other piece. All right, so that is Christmas Tags and More. This I love. This is the Lights of Aurora. So we've got Azure Afternoon, Balmy Blue, Basic Black, Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, so lots of blues and purples. Lost Lagoon, Petunia Pop, Pool Party, and Very Vanilla. Nice. So, and this is 48, so everybody will get, 12 sheets of this. So, I love these patterns. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so good. Everybody's going to get 2 each of this. So, instead of doing all the ink work to try to like make our own background for these lights, like we can just use this paper. And the backs are like, pretty nondescript. So 8 more of this. Ooh, I love that. And I don't know what, I guess it goes this direction. But nice purple on the back. Ooh, I like that. Berry burst on the back. Ooh, I like this one with all the colors. Yep. Yeah, Lisa, they got me. And like I said, I even got the dies that went with this to like cut out some mountains and trees, like to do like cut that out in black and just put it on here. I really like that. And oops, so that's blue on the back of that. Oops. And then this one. Ooh. Yeah, I like all of that. Is that Blackberry Bliss? I think so, or black. But I really liked this Aurora paper pack. That's what I mean. Like this time they got me because I like all the papers. All right. And I'm just random grabbing. So this is one of the specialty packs from the online exclusives, all season velvet, 12 by 12. So, and actually out of all the papers, there's only 2 that are 6 by 6. So velvet, so 12 sheets. So everybody's going to get a 6 by 12 piece of, it is, I believe it's shaded spruce. I like that. Now there are some wrinkles. I mean, all I can say is that you're probably going to die cut or something with these, or maybe just have a little piece for a background. I don't know. I know years ago we would stamp on it with gold, so I might have to try that again. But we've got red and then the white. And I think it's cherry cobbler. Nope, it just says green, red, and white. But yeah, that's pretty thick, and it is just one-sided. And oh, you know what? It's a little bit longer, or that's just how it is in the container. All right, so there's that. Ooh, Traditions of Christmas, 12 by 12 specialty. So when it says specialty, it usually has like gold or something in it, or the die cuts, like how the Storybook Moments had, all the little die cutty bits. So I love a plaid, really do. Actually, did we even read the colors? There's not too many. Cherry cobbler, old olive, pool party, real red, secret sea, and gold. So that's where the specialty is. It's the gold. All right, so love the plaid. Ooh, yeah, this one's the poinsettias. So can't you just see this just as a background? I love it. Gail, you didn't order it all yet? Yeah, well, I'm glad that you can see it. And hopefully my camera is like doing okay. But see all that gold in there? I don't know if that's even picking up. There we go. I love it. And I love the plaid. More plaid. Amazing. So this is like an old olive. Ooh. And then with the real red and cherry cobbler, like a background of poinsettia. I really like that. And I can see making gift bags with these. Ugh. All right, cherry cobbler. And then, poinsettias with the pink and red. I love it. And a little bit of a blue background. So, like, I don't know if you can tell, but behind these white flowers, like, it's just, I guess that's the pool party. And, I got glue on my fingers. All right, there's a secret sea with a diagonal. I love that. It is picking up good. All right, more pink with the red. I like it. And a lot more gold on this one as far as, like, those leaves. Ooh, yeah. I like it. This reminds me of a pattern we had probably 20 years ago. This particular old olive with the dots and stripes. Ooh, I like that. So this is more like I might cut those out and use them individually, like do some fussy cutting. I've noticed we've been having more of that. I need a drink of water. Hold, please. We've been having more patterns in a pack of paper that we can cut out. Like with the turtles, with what is it? Some of the flowers, like that you don't necessarily have to have the dies, you can hand cut them. So, I mean, I kind of like that. All right, and then this more the Secret Sea, and those are like dots on the back. Dots with smaller dots. Ooh, and more of the pink and the red together. I do like that. And ooh, so we've got Pool Party in the leaves. Mm, you know how I feel about non-traditional colors. I mean, they've got the traditional with the red, but that pink. Pool Party Real Red Cherry Cobbler. So I guess that's just a lighter shade of the real red. Because they don't list like petal pink or anything like that. All right. Man, I love it. All right. So like I said, I decided we're doing the all-in for the paper share. So this one's called North Pole Delivery 12 by 12 Specialty. Basic black, Cajun craze, cherry cobbler, crumb cake, early espresso, flirty flamingo, garden green, gray granite, pecan pie, petal pink, pool party, poppy parade, pumpkin pie. This is more of like a cutesy one. And again, some like things that you can cut out. So I love all these little mailboxes. Love that. And then the back side of that is this scene. I love it. So for this, I would probably cut it this way just because so you could get like cards this way. Yeah, sometimes I don't know whether I should cut it this way or this way, but I think for this, I like to go this horizontal in case you want to use that to make like a bag in a box. I don't know. That's my thought. This I can tell already. It's a cut apart, and we should have two of those. Yep. Okay. So they've spaced them out, which is nice. All right. So we've got two sheets of the cut aparts, and ooh, they're different. Okay, I like it. So I will still have to do like, punch everything out and make piles of things so everybody gets like a fair amount of the same. Oh, these are cute. So I've liked the animals in other paper packs, but I didn't like them enough to buy the dies or like too much of the paper. But I like that these are die cut. Nice. That would be like just the right amount for me. I like this Pool Party dots. See the back of that. Ooh, okay. So see more that you can cut out if you want. I like that. Then we've got this checkered. So that's like vanilla and cherry. And like all the different envelopes. I like that. Ooh, all these letters to Santa. I like that background. That is that's gonna be good for scrapbook. And then more of the animals, which you don't have to cut them out if you don't want to. Lisa, you're killing me. Well, I like that, you can't ever really see a whole bunch of it from the catalog. I mean, you see enough, but I mean, not necessarily enough. I like this with like the little postmarks. And then these cars. So these were what I thought were cute about this. And I would not mind cutting these things out. Well, I probably wouldn't cut out. I don't know if you can tell how delicate these little package ribbons are. I wouldn't cut those, but I would cut the other ones for sure. But I thought these would be cute. Definitely. North Pole Delivery. And this one is from the catalog, not the online exclusives. I mean, not that it really matters because I'm cutting them all up. All right. All right. Next. Oh, and don't forget, there's 13 packs of paper with all this. So this is the one that I got the bundle with it. Modern Christmas 12 by 12. So this is like black, white, and gold. Very elegant looking. And I can't reach the stamp set. Or maybe I can. I think I put it right behind me. Oh, yeah. Oh, and also these. So let me put this here. I need to clean up my area so much. Ugh. All right, where? All right, I'll just show you the stamp set. But this is it comes with a bundle. It's like that cuts out some ornaments. It cuts out these two trees and then like a circle so you can make an ornament. But I love this font. I love these. And the trees I like enough, especially because you can use them separately or with the die cut. But these, so look, plaid. And it looks like there's a little bit of print. Oh, no. Okay, that was just schmutz. I was going to say, whenever there's like any kind of whoopsie, I keep that for myself. Ooh, so look at this. Oh, my God. I love it. It reminds me of wrapping paper. So look at all that gold. Love it. All right, let me just hold these. So polka dots, love that because you can ink blend or color these, make it any kind you want. You could put pink on that, yellow, purple, whatever. All right. Ooh, I like that. So that's kind of the look of the dies, is that it'll cut similar. But I love that. This is kind of a weird little squiggly business. But I guess the same thing, you could color it and that, oh, that could be like a tree, maybe? Like tree line? I don't know. I like that. Circles and with little gold circles. And that doesn't even have to be Christmas. That could be anything. Black and white. I like that. Ooh, I like that. The best. Those bold gold stripes. And then, you know how it's uneven. I like it. And then fa la 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 la. Black with white letters. Ooh, I like that. So that's kind of what, like mistletoe or something? You can color those if you want, but I really like the fa la 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 la. And then last one is white trees on black. I like that. You know, you could cut this, like cut a little piece for a card and just color in one tree. Like that would be neat. And then the other side is black background with gold stars. Ooh, those remind me of like manger scene cards or something where you need like the North Star. So I like that. I know I keep saying that, but I like them all. And I'm just amazed because I haven't liked them all in so long. All right, Peaceful Garden. So this one you've probably already seen because we could have pre-ordered this. I don't know if you had to go to this Stampin' Up event, maybe. They had like some online thing, which I thought was not a good value, so I didn't go. Oh, you know, this is the glimmer paper. All right, Peaceful Garden glimmer paper. So it says blue, dark gray, and soft green. So the glimmer paper has changed over the years. It doesn't shed anymore. So like the glitter, it doesn't shed everywhere. I like it. So this seems like maybe azure afternoonish. I like it. And then this one is like a dark gray. So like basic gray. I like that. And then what color was this supposed to be? Light green? This looks kind of like gold though to me. If anything, they could say maybe soft seafoam, but more, maybe not even gold. Maybe like platinum or something. Like between gold and silver. I don't know. But so everybody will get 6 by 12 piece of that. And that's always good for, you know, like die cutting ornaments or letters, you know, words. Oh, I will show you that. Speaking of. All right, let me look for piles. So I got some, they had some die cuts that have holiday words. All right. Earthen toned metallic specialty paper. Now it just says brown. But there's like, I think there's 3 shades of this. All right, so when they have this, they kind of have it turned on itself so it doesn't get smashy. All right, oh, it's all the same color. Okay, so with 3 pieces of this, that means I'm gonna have to give everybody, I do like that. It's kind of coppery, but everybody will get a 6 by 12 piece, right? That'll be 2 pieces. And then the last one I'll cut in 6 by 6 so that, you know, that's how you get your fourth. I do like that. Oh, of course I just ripped the plastic. All right. I try to save these bags because then I use them for the paper shares because I don't always have bags that are big enough. All right, Silent Snowfall. All right, this is the one that I could not tell what it looked like from the picture. Like, because all we had, this is from the online exclusives. So all we had was the PDF. Yeah, Lisa, I think champagne maybe. Yeah. So I could not get this, I couldn't blow this PDF up big enough to really see the pattern. How many sheets are in this? 6 sheets. Okay. So I'm gonna have to do something wonky the same way to make sure everybody gets their share. All right, I like it. So these are embossed snowflakes. So hopefully you can see. I just couldn't see a level of detail on the PDF. So I am happy with this. We will be able to put ink over this too, and it will make these raised up bits darker. And then it's just a debossed side, which isn't debossed a whole bunch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So everybody will get 1.5 of these. Yeah, I can do that because I can use the cardboard. So I'm thinking shipping 12 by 12. It doesn't matter. It's all about the weight, but it's about finding packaging. And I will be able to use all this. So I will be able to keep one of these pieces intact. So you will have it 12 by 12. And then the other one will be 6 by 12. So that's good. Oh, okay. Now here, I think this is the Peaceful Glimmer. Yep, Peaceful Garden. So this is the one that some people were able to pre-order or get early because as part of that event that we didn't do. Basic Beige, Cloud Cover, Crumb Cake, Misty Moonlight, Pecan Pie, and Secret Sea. I like it. I'm surprised how much I am liking the Secret Sea. Okay. Ooh, I like those. So this isn't really Christmassy, but wintry, I guess. And there's those stars that could be on like a, let's see how close we can get. Those kind of stars. I like this for like a winter birthday, for sure. All right. Ooh, I like that. Leaves. And this is from the mini catalog. I'm trying to get all right. And then the back is a nice diagonal. Ooh, similar to the pattern we just worked with, but kind of like a washed doves. And I think the stamp set that went with this had doves in it or something. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it, but I like the papers enough. Ooh, and I like that. So like branches. And then this kind of like water wash background. And more leaves. I like this for sure. Because this to me could just put a greeting or do like 3 different patterns of paper together. And you don't necessarily have to have the stamps that go with it. So more of the doves. Misty Moonlight. Ooh, I like that. So that's like the crumb cake-ish, pecan pie-ish. I like that background. And then these looks like Secret Sea background with white stamped. And ooh, kind of like a washed out basic beige kind of background. Interesting. All right. Possibilities, definitely. And I don't hate it. Like there've been papers before where I wouldn't say I hated them, but like, I didn't really like them. But those, I like them enough. Ooh, okay. We're getting into some of my favorite. So this one, this is Autumn Toile, Toile. And I think this is from the mini catalog. And colors, not a whole bunch. Cajun Craze, Early Espresso, Gray Granite, Mossy Meadow, Pecan Pie, and Berry Vanilla. So this is a suite that has paper, dots, ribbon, and 2 different bundles. And I don't think I got either one of these bundles because I didn't like it enough. But I love the papers. I can totally see making a little scrapbook with this. But so I like the little deers in here. So there's that side. Ooh, and this is one where it's 4 patterns, but 3 of each. So 3 pieces of this. So same thing, you're going to get a 6x12 piece and then a 6x6 piece so that you get your quarter of it, right? And then I like this. So this is a brown, like little plaid background. Mossy Meadow, some ducks or pheasants or something. So 3 pieces of this. And these are like some of the same colors from last year's, like the Grateful kit that I worked with. So I like that. I really like this one. These pumpkins are cute, like pretty. But yeah, I didn't like the stamps enough to get them, but I like the papers. So yeah, I like that. And then that's a good background. It's maybe that's gray granite. I don't know. Let's see. Like little, you can't, that's not focusing. It's like little squares or diamonds. I love the foxes. And that's definitely the Cajun craze. So yeah, I like that. And ooh, gotta love a stripe. So look at the backs of them. So these are all the backs together. So you could use all these together to make like a card or a book or something. Like that all coordinates. And then, yeah, I love it. So Autumn Toile. I think that's how you say it. Toile or something. I don't know. Jamie probably knows. I think that's like a fabric question. Was it fabric or wallpaper? All right, let's get that back in. And 2 more. All right, Gathering Together specialty paper. Ooh, this is another one that I like. So this is online exclusive. Toile. Okay, so I had it right. Awesome. Thanks, Lisa. I love these colors together. So this is Basic Beige, Cajun Craze, Crushed Curry, Early Espresso, Old Olive, and Champagne Foil. So this reminded me of last year's. So this is the set that it goes with, the Gathering Moments. And I thought they would be bigger. I mean, they're a little bit bigger than this, but I like the fonts. And of course, I got the dies. So this is like distinctive, and I liked the greetings. But all right, so papers. Love, love, love. And then the back is basic beige, and that looks like tree bark or something like that. Toile. Yeah. All right. Basic beige and champagne foil. I feel like that should go that way. Oh, wait, those are like the leaves in there. I can barely see that. Okay, I thought it was just blobs. Nice. Ooh, I like that. I like this side better. Love, love, love. All right. Ooh, more plaid. That's an interesting plaid, and that's like either curry or something in there with the champagne. Interesting. Oh, nice. Okay, so like dark brown circles. It looks kind of like something you'd look at under a microscope, like amoebas or something. Some kind of critters. All right. Ooh, I like this. And with the metallics blend like in there, so we got the basic beige, the early espresso, the Cajun. I really do love that. And then kind of a neutral background with, like a little pattern. Mmm. So old olive with the champagne or the whatever foil. I like that. And then more of like tree bark or something. That's cool. Now how different is this from the first pattern? Oh, I see. So more, there's no green. So this has like the crumb cake background. This has a white background. And we've got the green in here. But I love both of them. And then, ooh, I like that. Yeah, I do like the Cajun craze. Just this whole color scheme. So this one I might go on record and say is my favorite pack. All right, let's get that in there. I am loving it. All right, and then last one. This one was cool too. This is from the online exclusives. Now it's called, oh, see, didn't mean to shaky the camera. Elegant Pine Snowflakes. Cherry Cobbler, Garden Green, Old Olive, Pretty Peacock, Secret Sea, and Shaded Spruce. Now, I did not get the bundle with this. I like the paper. Did this come with a snowflake stamp or something and a stencil? I wasn't going to go all crazy. But I like this idea, how it's like pine needles and stuff make the snowflake pattern. I like that. Of course, you're only going to get the little ones, but ooh, so this reminds me of the salt technique, like how you do ink and then water and then you put salt on it, like rock salt. That is really cool. I like that background for sure. Ooh, and it might be like that for all of them. Yeah, now I like it even more. So nice greenery. I like that. Generic. I really like that. So these to me can go like sea life cards, not just winter stuff. I like this. So it just looks cool. Snowflakes made out of pine needles. I don't know, is that even focusing? To me, it looks like it's a little bit blurry, but, and plus the colors. Ooh, snowflakes. Nice. So we've kind of got like the watercolor wash and then whitish snowflakes, and that's like shaded spruce. This has the Secret Sea background and similar pattern to before, but like the color, it makes it different with the background. So I like that. Ooh, I like this better. So bigger snowflakes, still kind of a washed background. Like it. This seems similar to something before, like a bunch of years ago. I don't know why. Maybe it's with the pine cones, but I like that. Could definitely see having some moose or bears or something like as an add-on. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, is that supposed to be like, is it supposed to be snowflakes maybe? Not just, but it looks like a salt background to me. I don't know. I like it. And then this one is another Secret Sea background, again with those colors. So like the shaded spruce really pops out on that. And that, ooh, that's interesting. I like that color. That is Pretty Peacock for sure. And then a little bit of Secret Sea and those bits around it. Yeah, very pretty. All of these very pretty. So I'm actually going to start cutting these up because I'm only going to keep part of it myself. So at least for now. All right. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, you guys. That was super long. Good thing Dave was at work tonight, so I didn't really have to like rush off. But bad news, I have to make my own dinner now. All right. So yeah, Anna, the salt technique. Yeah. If you do, I know we did it in look on my YouTube and do like a search and just search the word salt because I know I did it a couple years ago. It was super messy. I'll just tell you that, but it is cool. You do need watercolor paper worked, I think, the best, and your salt changes things, different things. So I think I use like coarse salt. I used like some Himalayan salt. The coarser stuff gives you a different result, you know, frying. So just look, yeah, it's definitely cool. But yeah, I'm gonna get word out about the paper share, because I can actually, like, probably the first 3 people that sign up, I mean, I have it already, so I'm just gonna cut it up and start getting it out. And then the next batch I won't be able to order, because I think we're only allowed to order one of those a piece. I'm not sure. If I can order more, I will. But otherwise, I will have to wait till September when the actual catalogs go live, and then I can post. Oh, this is the other thing. Bleh. So everybody's going to also get, so there's this ribbon. Let's go down here real quick. So there is red, real red, shiny ribbon. So as part of your, you know, your paper share, I'm using my points to get like something free that we can share. So you're going to get 2 yards of this red shiny. If I can get this open, I think it's like 1/2 inch, and it looks really cool. All right, come on. Is there some tool that we don't have that will help me cut ribbon better like this? Like, I just got to get this in here. Here we go. All right, thank God. Let's get rid of this. Okay, so, ooh, I like it. It's definitely shiny, and it doesn't feel rough. It's shinier on one side. All right, let me flip it over. So shinier on one side. I don't know if that's going to come through. So the back side is kind of dull, front side is shiny. But so everybody with the paper share is going to get 2 yards of that. Then we've got these Christmas greeting mix and match cards. So these are good bases because you're going to be able to use them with some of the papers. Now there's only 10 of these in the pack, so you're going to get 1 of each. It's garden green and crumb cake. Let's pull these out. And they're the big cards, so they're like 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So there is basic beige and garden green. And then the envelopes coordinate. So you're going to get 1 set of each color, and your 2 yards of ribbon. So included with your paper share. All right. So that's that. Okay. Let's see. Next week, I can't even remember what I'm doing next week, but I know in 2 weeks I'm doing the Halloween album. The little Halloween, I'm making this with Halloween, the spooky Halloween. So I got the spooky sweet Halloween paper. So with the mini catalog, there's a paper pack and sticker sheet, like, combined. So the only way to get the sticker sheet is to get the paper pack. And I didn't know that was coming, or I would have waited. So I'm just going to be using the paper pack. But I think I'm going to do that like the 21st of August, kind of like closer to the release of the catalog. So then if you want those papers, you'll have a chance to get it with the sticker sheet after it goes live. So, okay. Thanks, you guys, for hanging out. Sorry it was so long, but I figured you'd want to see all the papers, and I was glad that it got here in time, really. Yay. Okay. Good night, you guys. I'll see you next week. Okay. And I think Sue's on tomorrow. And I didn't put a link to her page, but she's got a YouTube, and it's actually fixed. Like, the spelling has all the right letters in it. So I will try to share a link to that, because she needs to get 50 subscribers in order to be able to go live. Because since, Facebook is screwing us and not saving the videos, um, she lost all her content for the last bunch of years, so she's pretty much starting over. But at least with YouTube, it'll stay there. So we're hoping to get her some more subscribers. So again, once she hits 50, then she can go live there. Okay, thanks. All right, bye.